go over what we covered last week. We started off with the 16 personalities. You can do test to see where you fit in these personalities, and what we were establishing was that sometimes we're doing things that we're not cut out to do, and even sometimes in relationships, if you might be, if you don't understand how you react to certain situations, then you might be ended up in clashes in even close relationships, work, could be anywhere. So it is Myers-Briggs test. These are it's interesting thing. Like I was saying last week, you don't base all your psyche on it, but it's a good thing to know about yourself, and then see kind of where you fit. And inspector, protector, counselor, mastermind, crafter, composer. So if anyone who does teamwork, you'll understand that when you put a team together, usually everyone's got different skills, and it's not your academic skills or anything like that. It's just the way a person operates, and that's what it kind of gives you a better idea about what you are. For instance, sometimes they say to me, there's the news channel's coming, stand in front of it. If I do my test, I'm introvert, extrovert, niaga, and that's more, doesn't mean an introvert can't go on camera and do a report, but it generally means that if you're more outgoing, that's more suited to you, right? So sometimes we put people in these places and they're not suited for that position. So it's same with Sikhi. If we're trying to do seva, your gurdwara seva karniya or anything, we're trying to be productive. So you're finding the right people to do the right things is important there as well. That was the point. And these were they would split it down into 8 and said, where people are useful, where they're not useful. So if you fit into one of these categories, it says when to use, when not to use. Again, I wouldn't say they're hard and fast rules, but sometimes you can see that those things happen. Then we went over this, what makes you happy. One of the core underlying thing we're doing of the whole courses of these few weeks is that people aren't really happy from generally my experience and people around. Well, then we're just living our lives and we don't even know what happiness is. So if something made you happy, so you can ask these questions: why did you love that thing? Why have you stopped doing it? If something makes you happy, why are you stopping doing it? What happiness are you making time for? And what happiness would you like to make time for? So you can't do it yet, but you want to do it. And then think of something that makes you lose track of time. That's really, happiness is that thing where ultimately, if you're doing something and you lose track of time, then that means you're engrossed in it. And what ends up is that when we talk about, when we do our worldly things, we lose track of time. When it's time to do our Sikhi things, when it's time to do Kirtan, when it's time to listen to Guruda Vichar, what's Guru going to say? Wonder if I learned something new today. We're all like drowsy day. So what we got to get to a place where when we're doing these things, that we lose track of time. And if you lose track of time, for instance, you sit there, you start doing Kirtan or listening to Kirtan, then you're doing well. If you're just like, oh my gosh, how long is this going to take? Then generally it's not good. Then we covered Bhai Gurdas Ji last week. So Bhai Gurdas Ji, very, very ultimately special person in the Panth, from Guruji's times. Bhai Gurdas Ji's writings, I'm going to cover them some this week as well. So I covered them last week too. So if you can understand what Bhai Gurdas Ji is saying, you understand what the Guru is saying. It's simple as that. What we've tended to do is leave Bhai Gurdas Ji's stuff to one side and not try to understand it. If you understand what Bhai Gurdas Ji is saying, you can get what the Guru is saying. That's a fact. And I'll cover more of it in detail today, but Bhai Gurdas Ji, the reason why he got to such a state was, he was with the Guru a long time. At the age of under 5, Guru Angad Dev Ji was actually the Guru at the time. When he was adopted, he was orphaned at a young age. Guru Amar Das Ji adopted him, and Guru Amar Das Ji taught him everything. And from there he had darshan of Guru Ram Das Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, And with Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Bhai Gurdas Ji was a scribe of the first Ard Granth. Now, took him many years, some say up to 19 years to do that. You've done 19 years where you're scribing Gurbani and the Guru's talking that Bani to you, then it's ultimately going to have some effect. Not just a little bit. Because the Guru was very happy with him as well. And that's the big difference. And we'll cover that topic about Guru being happy today as well. Huh? Then Guru Har Gobind Ji did Bhai Gurdas Ji's final, when Bhai Gurdas Ji passed away, Guru Har Gobind Ji actually did his the Soila and his Antam Sanskar. Now that's an unbelievable cheese to say for that to happen. Now, but Guru Amar Das Ji also did Baba Buddha Ji's as well. Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, did Baba Buddha Ji's as well. So very, very special Bhai Gurdas Ji was. And what I'm covering is some of the Kabit and some of the Savaiye. But we covered these topics last week with Bad Sangat. Ji Madi Sangat ya Bhai Gurdas Ji says one type of Sangat is going to take you straight to Sachkhand, another type of Sangat is going to take you straight to hell. The intensity we generally have is our intensity for the worldly love is more advanced. That intensity we have when we do bhakti is MJ. That's what Bhai Gurdas is saying. And when we lose it, you can lose your bhakti like this. You can spend many years trying to be a good Changi Gursikh and you lose it like that. And not doing true Sangat. So when we talked about worldly things like thieves, beggars, gamblers, lustful people, they very quickly. They do it and they don't give a damn about anything. Bhai Gurdas is saying, we don't do our Sangat like that, the way they do that, those things. Then hurting a Gursikh, Bhai Gurdas said, if it's kisi Gursikh, you hurt them, and this is where we're very hard-hearted, you know? Kisi said, Mada lafz, you said something bad to them, Bhai Gurdas said, there's Devi Devta sitting up there saying, I want that person Jude. Never mind about their body, like Bhagat Kabirji talks about is Dehi ko Simre Dev, that they're after your body, to say the deities, they're saying we want to be born as a human being like that. So that we can, Bhai Gurdas says, forget that. He said they just want a little bit of the jute that they're eating. And he said to hurt a Gursikh like that, he goes, what fal do you attempt, what you're aiming to achieve? And you get what you desire. So we've understood that Guruji's bhakti, when we do our Simran, when we do all our Gurdwara Kam, when we do all our bhakti, we do our Nitrim, do all that, oh khed there, you plant something in that khed. And what we do is, if all of our bhakti is all about manu sukh chaida, oh be tika to start there. But it's just sukh there, that thing will come, a massive thing, you'll get loads of it. But it's not that ultimately Gursikh doesn't just want sukh. Gursikh doesn't just want people to paise mili jana. Many khushi mile with tandrust rahiye, that's tika. Maharaj blesses us with those things. But ultimately Gursikh wants more than that. And that's what Bani is trying to teach us. So we ask these questions. Would you regard the Sangat that you're keeping in person, on the internet, on your phone, as either liberating or damaging? Why is it easier to commit sins more intensely than red? So why is red so difficult to keep when we want to commit a sin? Why is it so easy to lose your bhakti and spirituality, such as looking lustfully at others, desiring their wealth? Why was that so easy? Why is I remember when we came to the conclusion of that part, when we covered the chit, when we do something and chit lage kuch karna, that's why you lose it quick. Chit lage kuch karna, bhakti bahut cheti mil jandi hai. So Guruji says, Satgur ki seva safal hai, je ko kare chit laye. Man chindya fal pavana, home vicho jai. So anything that you want, man with jo cheez aandi you can have that. Chit lage karunge. Keh Nanak e sarir parvan hua, je Satgur syon chit laya. And Guruji says, we read it every day in Nansa which the Guru de naal si chit lata, chit la ke Guru di seva kiti, then you can get, then your sarir parvan ho janda. In other words, it's worthwhile you're coming to this dunya. So why is our love for Sangat less than a thief and other lowly characters for their habits? Why are Sikhs no longer respectful to each other when hurting one is such a large sin, according to Bhai Gurdas Ji? And when we get whatever we desire from Waheguru, what are we sowing in the field of Waheguru's blessings? So we ask him for his blessings. What are we sowing in those things? that was last week's that was last week's lesson.